Good evening and welcome to Biz RoundUp. I'm Tamir Nimsal, and we at our television bring you a collection of business highlights. Let's have a look at the headlines. February consumer price data shows inflation slightly gone up. Sri Lanka's exports surged to $1.38 billion in February. Government offers discounted food packages for the upcoming festive season. News in detail. Prime Minister Dr. Harini Amarasuriya said that the objective of the educational sector reforms are not just to produce resources for employment, but to create a citizen that can benefit society. The Prime Minister said this speaking at a special student parliament session for Visakha Vidyalaya held at the Parliament chamber of the Presidential Secretariat recently.
මම හිතන්නේ අධ්‍යාපනයේ අරමුණ ඊට වඩා පුළුල් විදියට අපි හිතන්න ඕනේ. අධ්‍යාපනයේ එකම අරමුණ රැකියාව වෙළඳපොළට සූදානම් කරන එක නෙවෙයි. අපි ගොඩාක් අය හිතනවා ඉස්කෝලේ හෝ විශ්වවිද්‍යාල තුළ ඍජුවම රැකියාවකට පුහුණු වෙන්න ඕනේ කියලා. හරි. එතකොට අධ්‍යාපනයේ අපි හදන්න ඕනේ රැකියාව වෙළඳපොළට සපයන පුද්ගලයා ගැන හිතලා විතරක් නෙවෙයි සමාජයට අවශ්‍ය මොන වගේ කෙනෙක්ද කියන එක ගැනත් අපි හිතන්න ඕනේ. තමන් ගැන විශ්වාසය තියෙන, confidently ඒක සමාජයට ගිහිල්ලා හොයාගෙන යන්න පුළුවන්, දැනුම හොයාගෙන යන්න පුළුවන්, දැනුම අත්පත් කරගන්න පුළුවන්. අන්න එහෙම පුද්ගලයෙක් තමයි අපි මේ අපේ මේ අධ්‍යාපන ක්‍රමය තුල බිහි කරන්න පුළුවන් වෙන්නේ. එතකොට එළියට ගිහිල්ලා තව කවුරු හරි කොහෙද මට රැකියාවක් දෙන්නේ කියලා බලාගෙන ඉන්න කෙනෙක් නෙවෙයි. ඒ රැකියා අවස්ථාව සහ ආර්ථිකයට සහභාගී වෙන්න පුළුවන් විදිය හදා ගන්න පුළුවන් කෙනෙක් තමයි අපි නිර්මාණය කරන්න ඕනේ. එතකොට අපි මේ යෝජනා කරන අධ්‍යාපන ප්‍රතිසංස්කරණ තුල අපි නිර්මාණය කරන්න උත්සාහ කරන්නේ අන්න එහෙම කෙනෙක්.
Cabinet spokesman and Minister Nalinda Jayatissa said that the government will distribute essential food packages at a highly concessionary price starting from next week. Minister Jayatissa said this is a move to support families during the upcoming Sinhala and Tamil New Year festival season, speaking at the post-cabinet meeting media briefing earlier this week.
Under this initiative, deserving households will receive a food package valued at 5,000 rupees for just 2,500 rupees, aiming to alleviate financial stress during the festive season. The decision approved by the Cabinet is part of the government's broader efforts to support vulnerable communities and ensure that no family is left behind. A program is specifically designed to assist individuals from a pool of 812,753 new applicants who have applied to receive Aswasuma benefits, a national welfare scheme targeting low-income families. The food packages will include essential items tailored to meet the daily needs of families during the New Year celebrations. The packages will be available from April 1, 2025 to April 13, 2025, ensuring accessibility to families in time for the festive period.
Cabinet spokesman and Minister Nalinda Jayatissa said that Starlink satellite internet services will be available in Sri Lanka starting in April, as stated by the Telecommunications Regulatory Commission of Sri Lanka. Addressing the media, the minister said the government has a responsibility to ensure national security and oversee the services provided to those receiving the service.
The minister said that the government intervened to streamline the process by ensuring national security and regulating the services provided to users. During the initial discussions on obtaining the service, the government had to consider national security and the quality of services provided to users. Starlink is the world's first and largest satellite constellation using low Earth orbit to deliver broadband internet capable of supporting streaming, online gaming, video calls and more. By leveraging advanced satellites and user hardware, along with extensive experience in spacecraft and on-orbit operations, Starlink delivers high-speed, low-latency internet to users worldwide.
Sri Lanka's export earnings surged in February 2025, reaching over $1,380 million, marking a 4.62% year-on-year growth. This also represents a 2.58% month-on-month increase compared to January.
Merchandise exports recorded a slight decline of 0.27%, totaling $1,056.39 million, while services exports soared by 24.37%, estimated at $326.14 million. Apparel and textiles rose by 1.42% to $427.28 million US dollars, while coconut-based products grew by a remarkable 20.93%, with coconut oil and milk powder seeing significant gains. Spices and essential oils saw a sharp 64.98% increase, driven by exports of pepper and cloves, and boat building achieved exceptional growth by up to $3.68 million. ICT services grew by 32.14%, reaching $141.89 million, and tea exports dropped by 6.52% due to reduced bulk tea shipments. Seafood exports plummeted by 34.24%, heavily impacted by declines in fresh fish and shrimp. Rubber products and electrical components also experienced significant drops. Sri Lanka's total exports for the first 2 months of the year totaled $2,730.33 million, a 6.65% increase from last year. Key growth drivers included apparel, coconut products, spices and ICT exports, and notable declines were observed in seafood and rubber products. As the premier export destination, United States showed mixed results with a 3.63% year-on-year decline in February, but a 6.52% rise in the cumulative period. And India was the strongest performer, with exports growing 46.69%. China showed growth of 15.74% year-on-year in February and 17.52% cumulative growth, while the United Kingdom showed a slight cumulative increase of 1.22% despite a February drop of 12.3% year-on-year.
Stay tuned. We will return after this short commercial break. Welcome back after the break. The Central Bank of Sri Lanka has decided to keep the overnight policy rate unchanged at 8% following a meeting of the Monetary Policy Board recently. The decision aims to ensure inflation aligns with the 5% target while supporting domestic economic growth.
Inflation remains negative due to reduced electricity tariffs and fuel prices, but is expected to turn positive by mid-2025, reaching the target by year-end. The Sri Lankan economy showed a strong recovery in 2024, with momentum continuing in 2025. Market interest rates are declining, credit flows remain robust, and external sector performance has been favorable, boosted by tourism earnings, remittance and IMF support. The new monetary policy review will be released on the 28th of May 2025.
The National Packaging Centre of the Export Development Board recently organized an awareness workshop on packaging of food products aimed at exporters and potential exporters. Held at the EDB premises, the session highlighted the importance of effective packaging for both local and international markets.
Over 100 participants benefited from expert insights provided by industry leaders, including W. Abeyasinaviratna, packaging consultant, Nuwan Vidyapathige and Amal Polgampala from Print Care Digital Solutions, and Sanath Wanigasekara from CMC Engineering. The workshop covered critical topics such as packaging functions and importance, regulatory aspects, labeling, and an overview of packaging machinery. Participants also learned about selecting materials to prevent product degradation and optimizing packaging methods. Feedback from the session revealed that attendees found the program highly informative, enhancing their knowledge and capacity in food product packaging.
Sri Lanka's National Consumer Price Index and inflation rates for February 2025 have been released by the Department of Census and Statistics, reflecting notable changes in consumer pricing trends. The National Consumer Price Index, based on the 2021 base year, shows a slight improvement in inflation figures for February.
The country's inflation rate, which stood at -4.0% in January, has marginally increased to -3.9% in February 2025. The food category showed a significant adjustment. Inflation here rose from minus 2.5% in January to minus 1.1% in February, signaling a narrowing of deflation in food prices. However, the non-food category painted a different picture. Headline inflation in this segment saw a decline, moving from minus 5.2% in January to minus 6.0% in February 2025. These shifts highlight evolving dynamics in the cost of living and consumer spending in Sri Lanka.
Stay tuned. We will return after this short commercial break. Welcome back after the break. The new Commissioner General of Labour, Nadika Wataliyadda, officially assumed duties at the Labour Department's office in Colombo recently. Wataliyadda is the second woman in history to hold this prestigious position in the Labour Department.
Wataliyadda holds a Bachelor's of Arts degree in Labour Studies from the University of Colombo, a Master of Arts in Women's Studies from Flinders University, Australia, and an MBA from the University of South Wales, Australia. Her career in public service began in 2001 as a Civil Service Commissioner, later joining the Sri Lanka Administrative Service in 2003. Wataliyadda has served in various key roles, including as Commissioner General of the Department of Immigration and Immigration, Director General of the National Institute of Labour Studies, and Director General of the Sri Lanka Institute of Tourism and Hotel Management. The inauguration ceremony was attended by Minister Mahinda Jayasinghe, other dignitaries, and senior officials from the Ministry of Home Affairs and the Labour Department.
A groundbreaking environmental initiative by the Hambantota International Port Group aims to safeguard Sri Lanka's marine ecosystems while setting an example for global sustainability efforts. In a step towards marine conservation, the Hambantota International Port Group has launched its inaugural coral reef protection project, the first initiative of its kind for a Sri Lankan port.
This project is an extension of HIP's eco-conscious policies, which have fostered thriving coral colonies along the port's breakwaters and artificial structures. The project, in collaboration with the Ocean University of Sri Lanka, will conduct a comprehensive 5-month baseline study. Leading the research is marine scientist Dr. M.F.M. Fairoz, who aims to evaluate coral cover, species diversity, and the ecological health of the region. The port's unique location, designated as a high security zone, has inadvertently created an ideal habitat for coral growth by limiting human interference. HIP's Senior General Manager Jeevan Premasara announced that the port has allocated an initial 1.2 million rupees for the project's first phase, which is set for completion by May 2025.
The Sri Lanka Export Development Board hosted the 25th Exporters Forum recently at its headquarters, providing exporters a platform to discuss challenges and propose solutions.
With 110 issues submitted, 79 came directly from companies, while 31 were presented through trade chambers and industry associations such as the Exporters Association of Sri Lanka and the Ceylon Chamber of Commerce. Of these, 37 priority issues under 17 key topics were discussed during the forum, while others are being addressed through the Export Facilitation Task Force. Addressing the forum, Minister of Industries and Enterprise Development Sunil Handunetti reaffirmed the government's dedication to bolstering Sri Lanka's export sector as a pillar of the production economy. The minister emphasized the need for a public-private collaboration to enhance export competitiveness and achieve sustainable global growth.
With that, we wind up for today. For this and more, subscribe to our channel on YouTube and follow us on Facebook. See you tomorrow with State of Business at 7:45 p.m. Take care and good night.